Our next topic is Ampere's circuital law. So we have already studied Gauss law in electrostatics. Now we are going to study Ampere's circuital law. This is very similar to Gauss law. Uh, Gauss law exists in electrostatics. This is for magnetostatics. So there is an alternative and appealing way in which the Biot-Savart's law may be expressed. So this is also one form of the Biot-Savart's law. Ampere's circuital law consider an open surface with a boundary. So what we have here? We have an open surface with a boundary. I will explain this figure. The surface has current passing through it. So first of all, we see a current which is passing through this surface. So a current I is passing through this surface. Now what is this surface? So if you see this surface, so what is this surface? This surface is like a pot. This surface is like a pot. If you see the pot, this is the surface and it has a this open hole in that pot. If you see any pot, what is a pot? So if you see a pot, this is like a pot, and at the end of pot there is a mouth of the pot or open surface of this pot. So this is the boundary and this is the whole pot or the surface. So we can consider any kind of surface, but here the surface is like a pot, like a earthen pot. So again see, this is a surface, this is in 3D, this surface is in 3D and we have a mouth of this surface. So same here, so we have a surface here, this surface is like a pot and this is the boundary of this surface. This is the boundary of the surface. Now we can consider the boundary to be made of a number of small line elements. So let us see the boundary of this surface. So this is a pot. So what we can consider? We can consider this as a pot and this is the boundary of the pot. Boundary, and current is going through this surface. Current is going through this surface. Now this boundary as similar to Biot-Savart's law, we can consider is made up of very small elements and each element has length dl. So this boundary is made of many small elements of dl length. So this is a kind of spot or kind of a pouch which has a open surface, and open surface has a boundary and a small part of this boundary is dl. Very small part of this boundary is dl. We take the value of tangential component of the magnetic field bt. So what is tangential? Suppose we have this circle and if we take this very small element dl, so if the magnetic field is something like that, this is called tangential, which is parallel to this small element dl. So for this part, what would be the tangential? The tangential would look like something like this. So this is called tangential. So we take the value of the tangential component of magnetic field is bt. So this is the tangential component. The components which are parallel to that small element are called tangential components. Add this element and multiply it with the length of element dl. So what we have? We have this tangential component of magnetic field and multiply it with dl. Now we can convert this to this vector form. We can convert this to vector form b dot dl, P dot dl, because only when it is tangential. So if we have this very small, and only when this is tangential, only then theta is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 0. So we know B dot dl is equal to B cos B dl cos theta, and we know theta is 0 only for the tangential component. So we can simply remove this cos theta and bt. Only for tangential component this theta is 0 and cos 0 is 1. Listen this thing once again, because it is very important to understand this point. So what they did, this is the boundary, and this boundary is made up of very small elements. So let me take this circle, and this circle is made up of many small elements. Each element is dl. Now we take a tangential component on this one dl. So every dl has one tangential component. So for this tangential component, what we can see that this dl and this tangential component both have theta is equal to 0. Angle is 0. So now what they are trying to say that if this tangential component is bt and we multiply it with that length of that small element, so we can write it in this vector form, B dot dl. Why? Because B dot dl is B dl cos theta, and only for bt cos theta is cos 0, which is equal to 1. So let us put bt instead of b, and cos theta is 0. So what we get? B dot dl is equal to bt, which is a tangential component for which cos theta is 0, dl. So same thing they have applied here. So they have taken the tangential component, and with this tangential component they have put this dot product, because only for tangential component cos theta is cos 0, which is 1. All such products are added together. Now this is only for very small element dl. Now we know this circle is made up of many small elements. So for whole circle, what do we have to do? For whole boundary, we have to add all the elements, all these products together. We consider the limit as the length of elements gets smaller and their number gets larger. So again this dl is getting smaller and smaller, and their number is getting larger and larger. At last the sum then tends to be an integral. At last this sum becomes an integral. Ampere's circuital law states that this integral is equal to mu naught times the total current passing through the surface. So for whole this surface, what we have to do, this one small element was B tangential into dl, and we written this in vector form B dot dl. Now this is for only small part, but for all of them we have this summation B dot dl for all of them. But if this size is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, so what we do in that case, we simply change this summation with an integral. So this is they have done. So this is become an integral, and the value of this integral is equal to mu naught times the total current passing through the surface. So that current passing through the surface is I. So this is I, and mu naught times of it. So this is B dot dl, integral of this is mu naught I. So what is this circle on this integral sign shows? This circle shows that this is an integral for a closed loop. This integral for some closed loop, this thing shows. So what is this last part what we have done? We have taken this B dot dl, and for a large number of B dot dl, first we take the summation for all of them, but as dl becomes small and small, this summation will be changed by integral, and this circle on the integral says that this is a closed loop and the value of this integral is mu naught into current. So this is Ampere's circuital law. This equation is the Ampere's circuital law.